Hi guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am of course Adam. Welcome back if you're a regular. Welcome if you're a newcomer to the channel. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button down below. Hope you guys are all doing well. Alexis Sanchez is joining Inter Milan on a season-long loan deal with Manchester United still paying 7 million of his 12 million euro per year salary. Absolutely incredible stuff. United aren't even getting a transfer fee for the player, aren't even getting a guarantee that Inter Milan will buy him at the end of the loan deal. Alexis Sanchez is going to Inter Milan to team up with his mate Radamel Falcao. And I've got to say, Alexis Sanchez has been the worst signing that Manchester United have ever made. Now, I know some of you guys might be thinking, Adam, you're getting carried away. United have made loads of bad signings in the past, and we have. Don't worry, I know that we have. I've got excited over so many players that have proven to be absolute wastes of time, space and money. Radamel Falcao came to Manchester United as a number 9 signing that I truly really wanted to succeed at the club. Over the years I've fallen in love with some of these number 9s that play abroad and in Europe and all of that, and you look at the likes of Ronaldo, Batistuta, Inzaghi, some of these fantastic great strikers that played down the years, and watching them I always wanted them to sign for United, but it just never seemed to be. Falcao was one of those players. He was amazing before he joined Manchester United. Obviously he had that knee injury and he came to United on a loan deal and he absolutely flopped, scoring only 4 goals. I did have a little special moment with him on the pitch, but just the 4 goals he got for United, and he definitely goes down as one of the worst signings. Angel Di Maria came in a big money move. Now his heart seemed destined for Paris Saint-Germain. They couldn't make the move happen because of financial fair play reasons. United swooped in, got Angel Di Maria, and we were excited. It was around the time when we were saying it again. We were really excited, and Angel Di Maria came and immediately he looked pretty good, scoring an absolute worldie against Leicester, doing pretty well. But it all fell apart, partly down to the manager, then opting to play him out of position and, you know, tinker with the team and go more defensive. But also because Angel Di Maria simply bottled it. His heart was elsewhere. He wanted to leave. His house got burgled. There was all sorts of different reasons and excuses, but it was just never meant to be. And Angel Di Maria, because of the transfer fee, probably goes down as a bigger disappointment than Radamel Falcao, and definitely one of the worst. Someone that gets mentioned is a fellow Argentinian, Juan Sebastian Veron, but I don't put him in the worst. It didn't work out. He was one of the best central midfielders in the world at the time, but it's hard to break into Keenan Scholes in that midfield, and it just didn't work. United were always going to go with Keenan Scholes, and you know what? It didn't work. It was a flop. But the worst? No. Massimo Taibi, Bebe, Gabriel Obertan. There's so many other names that pop up in your name, in your head when you think of the worst Manchester United transfers. But the one that will go down as the worst has to be Alexis Sanchez. It has to be. And I'm going to tell you why right now, guys. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the expectation when he arrived was absolutely massive. It was incredible. He was tearing it up in the Premier League. He was one of the best forward players in the Premier League. Man City wanted him. United wanted him. A whole host of clubs wanted him. He was tearing it up for Arsenal. And then when he came to Manchester United, he seemed to be a shell of himself. Playing that piano was the last great thing that Alexis Sanchez did, because he didn't turn it on in a football shirt for United, and we didn't get the player that we thought we were signing. Was it the transfer, the wages being so massive that his heart just went? Or was it just, you know, the style of player he is? His legs went. We saw it with Wayne Rooney. You can deteriorate really quickly. Or was it the manager didn't get along with him, didn't play him? So you know what? It didn't work out. We see that with players. Whatever it was though, United did not get the player that we thought we were getting in Alexis Sanchez. He took the number 7 shirt, which has seemed to have been cursed since Cristiano Ronaldo vacated it. And obviously we've seen what happened with that. The expectation was ridiculous. 5 goals in 45 games. Did not live up to that expectation. And it was fair expectation. It was fair expected. We had to at least expect 20 goals in those 45 games. We were giving the man the highest wage in the Premier League. And that goes on to another reason why it's the worst transfer ever for Manchester United. The fact that he was getting paid so much meant that it pissed off everybody else. Everybody else in the team that was actually putting in performances, if you could say that, given the form United have been in post Sir Alex Ferguson. But everybody else putting in performances. Herrera left because we couldn't agree wages. You think Sanchez's wage didn't play a part in that? In him thinking, yo, Sanchez is on that much, how come I'm not getting offered anywhere near that? He's not even doing anything. David De Gea's not been signing a deal for so long. You think Alexis Sanchez's deal hasn't played a part in that? And maybe Manchester United have decided to get this guy off the wage bill, so it makes negotiations, or at least half his wages off the wage bill, so it makes negotiations with other players like David De Gea, maybe Paul Pogba, a little bit easier in terms of their contract, because they no longer have the fact that Alexis Sanchez is the highest paid player there at the club and he's doing absolutely fuck all. Another thing that really pissed me off was his Instagram videos of him running around on beaches and running around with his dogs. He did more of them than he did appearances for United. He made more posts on Instagram with his dogs than he did goals for United. It was a shambles. All the time puffing his cheeks out, running around with his six-pack out, looking really fit, but in reality, you can run around all you want, but you just lost it. You lost your touch, you lost your edge, you lost everything. And then we look at the deal. To see him go to Inter Milan, we're paying more than half of this guy's. We're paying him 7 million euros per year for him to play elsewhere. That is incredible. We couldn't get him off the wage bill. We couldn't get anyone to pay a transfer fee for him. We couldn't get anyone to say, yo, we'll buy him at the end of a loan. We couldn't get anything. That was the position we had got ourselves in with the wages and the position Alexis Sanchez in. He wasn't performing. He wasn't scoring. He wasn't assisting. He wasn't fit. And he was on big wages. United couldn't get rid of him. Couldn't. This is why we're in this kind of deal with Inter Milan, where we're paying for him to be there. And he'll probably go there and score a couple more goals than he did at United, which would be the worst thing ever. Him scoring goals at Inter Milan, while Manchester United have Martial, Rashford and Mason Greenwood providing the whole of our front line. That's where we're expecting all of our goals to come from. For fuck's sake. And if you remember at the time as well, Anthony Martial was on double figures goals, assists, everything. Alexis Sanchez comes in with thinking, put him on the right. Let him play on the right, get a little bit of balance in here. Lukaku through the middle, occasionally Rashford. Martial on the left who's been tearing it up, and Sanchez on the right. But no, Jose decided to replace Martial with Sanchez, who provided nothing, didn't score, didn't assist, didn't perform, didn't do anything, and Martial was then put out of favour, put out of form, out of confidence, out of the World Cup, out of everything. It was a joke. I think Martial's development would have been a little bit further ahead as well. That season he would have probably got 20 goals, if not very close to it. 20 assists, if not very close to it. Instead we put our most informed player out of favour for this guy to come in and do nothing. And I know at the time we all wanted him. That video of Full-Time Devils reacting to it is going around. We all wanted it. In hindsight, it's easy to say a lot of things, but none of us asked for Martial to get dropped for him. We wanted there to be a balance there, and it wasn't. So that's another reason. And overall, as I referred to at the start, it is just a massive disappointment. Alexis Sanchez coming in from your rivals, big money move, you're stealing from under the nose of Manchester City. He comes in, great introduction with the stupid video, and then does nothing. Spends more time on Instagram with his dogs than he does on the pitch for United. 5 goals in 45 games, 1 in 9. Getting 350 grand a week plus bonuses whenever he plays a match. Making other players feel like, you know, they should be on more money because he wasn't doing anything and he was on the big bucks. Just wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough. And then we found it hard to get rid, and we find ourselves in this deal, in this mess to begin with. God damn. Also shows the importance that we need actually someone in there with a footballing brain that's going to take control of transfers, both in and out. I see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, you know, whether he's going to be a success or not in terms of trophies and wins, I don't know. But what he is doing is getting rid of a lot of the dead wood. Matic no longer starts for United. Smalling Jones no longer starts for United. You know, you look at Lukaku's gone. He didn't fit in with what we were trying to do. And now Sanchez, deadwood, gone. Oli said he didn't sign, well, he didn't say, but the reports were Dybala didn't come because we weren't convinced that he wanted to play for United. And it seems like that's the case here. If you only want the money, see you later. And that's a good thing. Although I do fear where it leaves us in terms of depth. But I feared that while Sanchez was a United player. So there you go. Anyway, guys, let me know what you lot are thinking in the comments below. Is Alexis Sanchez the worst Manchester United signing ever? Some people may say it's the worst in Premier League history, but I'm not sure if I'd go that far. I have to have a little think. Let me know what you guys are saying in the comments below. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to AdamMcKola TV. And for now, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.